All right, Yankees faithful, buckle up because today's update is going to hit you right in the chest. Part pride, part panic, and every bit the roller coaster that being a Yankees fan truly is. There are days when being a supporter of this team feels like riding a high-speed train straight into the heart of baseball's most dramatic headlines, and today's one of those days. From declarations of loyalty that would make any New Yorker proud to an injury that sends shockwaves through the bullpen, the Yankees are once again at the center of the baseball universe. So whether you're rocking pinstripes in the Bronx or following from afar, you're going to want to hear every detail of what's unfolding. Let's rewind the tape a little and start with the face of the franchise, the one guy who has consistently carried the hopes of Yankee Nation on his broad shoulders, Aaron Judge. While the rest of the league flirts with free agents and chases headlines, Judge just quietly reminded everyone why he's not just a captain by title, but by heart. In a recent sit-down, he opened up about why he turned down those jaw-dropping mega-million-dollar offers from the West Coast back in 2022. San Diego and San Francisco both came knocking, but Judge stayed home. And make no mistake, for him, New York is home. "This is where I always wanted to be," he said. "This is my home." And when you hear it from him like that, it just lands different. This isn't PR polish or contract talk. It's straight from the heart of a guy who was drafted by this team, molded by this city, and now lives and breathes Yankee blue. Judge was drafted back in 2013, and since then, he's become the very soul of this franchise. We're talking about a two-time MVP, six-time All-Star, and a guy who's not just admired, but adored. He's not chasing fame. He's building legacy. And legacy is exactly what was on the line when the Yankees had to fight off offers from franchises trying to lure him westward with money that would make anyone's head spin. Yeah, here he is, still wearing those pinstripes, still launching balls into orbit, and still giving fans every reason to believe in the magic of loyalty in modern baseball. And if you needed any more proof that Judge made the right choice, look, no further than the Yankees' current record. 36 Victorias and 22 Derotas. That's good enough for a solid 5.5 game lead over the Blue Jays in the ever-competitive American League East. Things are clicking, the lineup is productive, the rotation is sharp, and until very recently, the bullpen was lights out. But as we all know, baseball has a cruel way of balancing joy with gut punches. And just when Yankees fans were riding high, the next piece of news came crashing through. Their closer, Luke Weaver, is headed to the injured list. Let's not sugarcoat this. It's a brutal blow. Weaver has been nothing short of dominant this season. We're talking a minuscule earned run average of 1.058 saves in just 24 appearances, and the kind of ninth inning confidence that makes the whole stadium exhale. But during Sunday's 7-3 win over the Dodgers, Weaver felt a tug, a hamstring issue that turned into a full-blown problem. Manager Aaron Boone confirmed it wasn't just a cramp. Weaver felt something during his stretch, and an MRI the following day revealed enough damage to sideline him for at least 4 to 6 weeks. That's a month or more without the guy who's been the anchor at the back of the bullpen. And just to add a little salt to the wound, Weaver wasn't even supposed to be the closer this year. He took over the role after Devin Williams stumbled. Out of the gate with an earned run average that ballooned to 11.25 in his first 10 outings. Since then, Williams has been working his way back to form. Over his last 15 appearances, he's managed 13 scoreless games. That's a solid recovery. But now, with Weaver down, the pressure is back on Williams to reclaim that role and steady the ship. The problem is, fans are understandably nervous. We've seen both the highs and lows with Williams. And when the ninth inning rolls around in a tight game, uncertainty is the last thing you want walking out of the bullpen gate. There's no official word yet on who takes over the closer duties, but all signs point to Williams, at least temporarily. It's a gamble, sure, but one the Yankees may be forced to make as they brace for a challenging stretch against the Cleveland Guardians and beyond. This is the part of the season where depth is tested and the margin for error shrinks. Every pitch, every out, every inning counts. And now, more than ever, the Yankees' bullpen is going to have to show it can bend without breaking. But wait, the roster shakeup didn't stop there. In a move that might have flown under the radar for some, the Yankees made another bold decision, placing veteran right-hander Carlos Carrasco on outright waivers. On the surface, it might seem like a small transaction, but when you look closer, it tells a bigger story. Carrasco had just been added to the roster as what looked like an emergency backup plan after a punishing 2-game stretch against the Dodgers that left the bullpen running on fumes. That included an 18-2 blowout where the team had to burn through 7 relievers after Will Warren barely made it out of the first inning. Carrasco, a seasoned vet, was supposed to be a stabilizing presence, someone to eat innings if the game got out of hand again. But here's the twist. He never even stepped on the mound. Sunday's game went smoothly thanks to Ryan Yaro tossing 6 strong frames, and Carrasco became the odd man out. The timing of his move to waivers lines up suspiciously well with the expected return of Fernando Cruz, the fireballer, who's been sidelined but could rejoin the team as soon as Tuesday. Once Cruz is activated, the Yankees will need a spot, and Carrasco's hold on the roster was already shaky at best. This isn't Carrasco's first trip down this road with the Yankees. Earlier in the year, he was designated for assignment, cleared waivers, and accepted a demotion to AAA Scranton. Down there, he showed some flashes. One solid outing here, a disaster there, but the inconsistency was hard to ignore. A 5.91 ERA over 32 innings isn't going to win you any job security on a team gunning for October. Carrasco might clear waivers again, or a pitching-starved team could roll the dice, but either way, the writing's on the wall. The Yankees are tightening the screws, trimming the fat, and making it clear that only the strongest will survive this postseason push. And this level of ruthlessness, this surgical approach to roster management, tells you something important about how this front office is operating. They're not just managing a team, they're curating a contender. Every arm, every at-bat, every roster spot has to count. There's no room for passengers. If a player isn't helping this team win in the short term or doesn't fit into the long-term plan, they're getting moved. Carrasco might not be the last name to hit the wire in the coming weeks, especially as the trade deadline inches closer and the race for the playoffs tightens. All of this, from Judge's loyalty to Weaver's injury to Carrasco's uncertain future, is part of a larger story. A story about a team that's trying to thread the needle between competing now and preparing for later. The Yankees aren't just reacting to what's in front of them. They're planning 2-3 steps ahead. And as wild as the ride is right now, it's only going to get more intense. This brings us to the part of the Yankees story that's quietly unfolding behind the headlines. The part that doesn't dominate the talk shows or ignite fan forums just yet, but might one day shape the very future of this franchise. While the major league club juggles bullpen setbacks and rides the emotional waves of a demanding season, the Yankees front office is working with intention, laying the groundwork for what comes next. And right now that means looking toward the upcoming MLB draft and identifying players who could soon wear those iconic pinstripes, not just for a season, but possibly for a decade. Enter Max Below, a name you may not have heard yet, but one that's gaining quite momentum in Yankees scouting circles. According to recent projections, New York is targeting Belay with their number 39 overall pick in this July's draft. He's not a household name. He's not being splashed across MLB pipeline headlines or trending on social media. But for those who follow the college game closely, Below is a potential steal. A left-handed outfielder from Texas with raw tools and high ceiling promise. He's missed time this spring due to a thumb injury, and that in large part is why he slipped a few spots in mock drafts. But before that setback, he was trending firmly in first-round territory. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. In what could be one of the most shocking developments of the MLB offseason, rumors are swirling around the possibility of Anthony Vulpe leaving the New York Yankees. While there's been no official confirmation from either the player or the organization, several insiders close to the situation have hinted that Vulpe may be preparing to announce his departure. The young shortstop, widely regarded as one of the franchise's brightest homegrown talents in recent years, has been at the center of the Yankees' rebuilding efforts. His potential exit has sparked widespread speculation across social media and among baseball pundits, many of whom are struggling to make sense of the possible motives behind such a move. Sources suggest that Volpe has grown increasingly frustrated with the direction of the team and his role within the organization. Despite showing flashes of brilliance both defensively and offensively, some believe that Volpe feels underutilized or perhaps even misunderstood in the Yankees' current system. Others argue that the mounting pressure and relentless scrutiny of playing in New York could be weighing heavily on the 23-year-old. Adding fuel to the fire, Volpe was notably absent from several recent team events and declined to address questions about his future during the Yankees' end-of-season press conference. Teammates have remained tight-lipped, but a few cryptic social media posts from figures close to Volpe have only intensified speculation. While it is still unclear whether Volpe's rumored departure would come via trade, free agency maneuver, or even a temporary break from professional baseball, the possibility alone has sent shockwaves through the Yankees fan base. Losing a player of Volpe's caliber, a symbol of the franchise's future, would mark a significant shift in the team's trajectory. For now, the baseball world watches and waits, with many wondering whether this is just another offseason rumor or the prelude to a dramatic and unexpected exit from the Bronx. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.